Hi guys, this is Marlene. I'm coming to you today with a major talk today about brushes. Um, I have a lot to cover and maybe I'll put this in two videos because sometimes if I run over 14 minutes, I have to break it into two for whatever reason. Okay, I want to talk to you today about brushes. I have made notes, that's why I got on my specs. But someone I know instant message me and ask me about brushes and how she's unable to blend properly. She can't get her eyeshadow blended. And so that's what inspired me to do this video today. Um, it is important to have the right brush. That's the first thing I want to say. It's important to have the right brush. You do not have to go and buy the most expensive brushes or any particular brushes, but it's so important to have the brushes that are required to do the look that you want to do. With that being said, it's hard to kind of blend if you don't have a blending brush. It's hard to do a liquid line or a cream eyeliner when you don't have a cream eyeliner brush. I mean, you can't improvise, but why go through all that trouble? It's so many inexpensive ways to get a brush collection going. Um, my brush collection is out of control at this point, and I promise you, I spent next to nothing for it. So, um, the next thing is on brushes. It's important to know what type of brush you're using. Not type as in, is it a fluffy brush? Um, is it an angle brush? Is it not that type of brush? I mean, first of all, know what you want to use your brushes for, as in if it's synthetic or natural hair. That's like the most important thing, because some natural hair brushes you really kind of don't want to do a lot of liquids with them. Some brushes do not work right if you're using powders or liquids. For an example, the Teneculon fibers are better for like liquids and creams. Um, Natural hair brushes work really good with powders and natural mineral type powders. So kind of once you get that kind of down, powder nailed down, then it's cool to go shopping because you know what you're looking for or what you're going to use it for. I take that back. So, with that being said, I'm not saying if you have a synthetic brush, you cannot use liquid foundation for it. I'm not saying that. You can. I don't think it's very advised, but you can. So, anyhow, with synthetic brushes, let me talk about that for a second. Synthetic brushes, you have your most common is the golden Techline brushes, I guess, and the benefits to those are the synthetic brushes are easier to clean. They're rather inexpensive. They're less expensive, in my opinion, the ones I've seen. And it's good for people who are allergic to animal hairs. So if you're allergic to animal hairs, why would you go buy a pony brush? I mean, okay, so that's common sense on that one. And the natural hair brushes, they tend to blend good with powders. So, and they don't stain as much. The synthetic hair brushes, you can wash them and they will look brand new. Okay, so, with that being said, I want to show you how I got my brush collection up. This right here is a brush collection I brought from Coastal Scents. I got this on the Black Friday. I got this on Black Friday, and no, I'm sorry, Cyber Monday, because I ordered it online. So what I was doing was going to the store buying tons and tons of the Elf shadow brushes. Let me see, I have one. The Elf brushes. They're like $1, so cheap. I mean, so inexpensive to get. You can buy them right out the store or on the website. Really easy, accessible. You can get those. Elf has a lot of different dollar brushes, and you can sometimes go into the dollar store or somewhere and find these brushes. For what they do, they work well. They're synthetic. As you can see, this is the same brush, two different lengths. You know, they have some imperfections, but for the most part, they are shadow brushes and do what they're supposed to do. Okay, then I looked at a YouTube video. I didn't want to go to the MAC store and spend $20 on a brush. So, went to the website and a lady was on there and she says, okay, if you can't afford MAC, then go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's. You can get some artist brushes. So that's what I did. I ran down there real quick and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get some brushes, and they have the little list, and if you want a MAC 219, you can get this artist brush and it works just as well. Okay, that is the truth. That is definitely the truth. These are three brushes that I have that are near and dear to me, and I did get these at the Hobby Lobby and I think at Michael's. This right here is like a painter's brush. It's it doesn't have a name on it. I think it was Master Artist. Could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I know somebody gonna check me on that. But I use this for like really detailed stuff, and it goes good under the bottom, like smudging the shadow or even putting an accent underneath your lash. This right here is actually one of the best, I've been told, artist brushes, and this is a Low Cornell brush, and it's just kind of like this one is the Filbert. So if you look on YouTube, this has been compared to one of the MAC brushes. I don't know right off the top, but I mean, it works for what it does. It's really thin. It's a really thin, flat little shader brush. Works just fine. This one right here is a Craft Smart. It has a little rubber on here. It's a Golden Techline brushes, and it actually does the liquid cream liner. Not liquid. Cream liner really good. I'm sure it'll work on gel liner too, but I haven't really got into the gel liners. I did have one gel liner. It was pink, and needless to say, it just didn't work good for me. It didn't show up well. I don't know whether it was because my skin is dark, maybe, but the pink gel liner just didn't give me that pow. So, but the cream liner, it works wonderful on. If you want to do your liner and come behind with pat the shadow on and set it, works wonders. So you can go out and find craft brushes that work just fine. But on that same token, video 2, I'm going to go through my brushes here. What I wish I had done as a beginner, which I'm not a professional now, but still learning. I wish I had invested in one of these first. Used all the brushes in there, and then whichever brushes I liked, took the investment to go and purchase them individually. But I'm going to show it to you real quick, and in part 2 I'm going to go over each brush, what it does and what type of fibers it has. Okay, so unrolling it. The first one, you have your fan brush here, and then it unrolls 2 more times. Okay, and I got this one, as you can see, from Coastal Scents. It is their 22-piece brush. Okay, and then you take it, and once you raise the flap, you have your individual brushes, and they are all kind of wrapped really decent. Okay, and you know, as a beginner, I just wish I had purchased this one first before I went and got all of these individual brushes, you know, and didn't really know what they can actually do. This whole set I got on Cyber Monday. It has 22 brushes in there, and it actually was $17. It was half off to get 22 brushes. That's like less than $1 a brush. Wise decision? Yes, it was. Regular price is $34, but you know, at $34 it's still a bargain, because some brushes cost $34 for one brush. So, you know, um, it's just a wise decision to get a variety of things you want to do. If you like the way the brush works for you as far as application wise, then go and spend a lot of money on a foundation brush if you got it like that, you know. But if you don't, I mean, these brushes, I have been using them and I haven't had any complaints of them. None at all. None at all. I did purchase some individual brushes from Coastal Scents before, and this one I left out in particular because it is my favorite. This did not come a part of the set, but it is, since we're talking about blending. I use this for blending. And I think Man probably chewed that brush up right there. But, you know, it's taken a beating. I've washed it a whole bunch of times. It's still really fluffy. It's still really soft. And it does a really wonderful job. It's wide, so, you know, it blends really good for me. And it was not in the set, so I made a wise choice to purchase this one individually. I think on a note of $2. So so that's it for this video. If you would like to see each one of these brushes individually, find out the names of them and see what they actually are used for, stay tuned to part 2. Ciao.